Hello everyone. What if playing a video game could treat anxiety? Well, now it can. My name is Seraphina Zweifel. I'm studying design and visual communication at UWM. From a young age, I struggled with OCD, an anxiety disorder. Other kids worried about homework or recess ending, and my mind would race with what I called bad thoughts. I became overwhelmed at times, and I would cry. I was scared, and I later gained compulsive behaviors to stop the bad thoughts. This only made my life more difficult, and by high school, I would wash my hands to the point of bleeding, and daily, I would fight an internal war developed for my own mind. I am not the only one. Anxiety disorders affect 44 million Americans each year, the most common being social anxiety and phobias. Anxiety disorders are illnesses that cause people to feel frightened, distressed, and uneasy for no apparent reason. Anxiety is not just a feeling. It causes harm mentally, emotionally, and physically. From chest pains to trouble focusing, anxiety harms a person's way of life. The solution lies in understanding the condition. To improve the lives of anxious individuals, we must reduce negative symptoms, provide at-home solutions when help is out of reach, and educate the public. My video game embraces these solutions. Anxiety only worsens over time. That is why my video game is geared towards adults, because many never get the treatment they need. Meet Anxious Allie. She's a 19-year-old student living in Milwaukee. Her habits are symptoms of her anxiety, and she hopes to gain control over it. She wants to not rely on unhealthy habits such as drugs or alcohol. However, gaining control is not that simple. Therapy is out of her price range and hard to maintain, and she experiences anxiety attacks far too often. Unfortunately, someone is not always there to help. Would Anxious Allie grab a controller to fight her anxiety? The answer is yes. Out of the local community, I surveyed 36 people asking if they would purchase a video game that would help with their mental illness. 72.7% said yes. Looking at the potential market, the numbers are astounding, with around 44 million Americans suffering from anxiety and around a 70% interest rate. About 30 million would buy the video game. And Joizo will be that video game. The game is a 2D puzzle parkour adventure for PC. This style of gameplay directly relates to cognitive behavioral therapy, the most common treatment for anxiety patients. The game introduces low level of anxiety triggers in order to help the player work through them. For the player, the anxiety triggers in the game will not cause them any harm because it's a safe space for them to analyze how they react to them. And the game distances the player from reality, and this distance provides a unique learning opportunity for players to overcome anxiety in the real world. By playing Joizo, they gain therapeutic teachings without feeling guilt, shame, or embarrassment. Of course, the game does account for severe triggers including death, implication of failure, and loud sounds for PTSD. And Joizo avoids these triggers for the safety of the player. Also, the Spirit Guide gives players a chance to discuss specific issues as well. And my business model combines therapists and game developers to create Joizo. Stakeholders reside in primarily those who suffer from anxiety. Parents and therapists will also contribute to help their children or patients, especially during these times. The cost lies within the software, but the game only has to be made once, and the sales last far longer on PC and, in the future, other gaming consoles. Of course, competition exists, and a game for anxiety has been created before. The game is called Mindlight. However, it is only geared towards children and requires a lot of special equipment. It is not easily accessible. These cons leave me with an advantage in the market. The cost of video games is low and a one-time purchase. It is highly educational, not only to those with anxiety, but the general public, and the equipment for the game is simply a computer or gaming console, which many Americans own. And the game does not try to relax a player, such as Mindlight, but actually helps them overcome anxiety in the comfort of their home. My current team consists of young experts in design, psychology, and gaming, and we all want to ease the minds of anxious individuals. Joizo strives to help those with anxiety because I know how they feel, and no one deserves to feel like the world is closing in around them. I have regained control of my life by not ignoring the problem, but overcoming it. Being able to understand how you think and act prevents pain in the future. Anxiety is not curable, but treatable, and I want to be part of the solution. Without further ado, let me introduce you to Joizo. Welcome to the future of therapy, and thank you for listening.